Alright, bro. So listen, bro. Been a long week, man. We're tired. I've been slaving away, bro. Slaving away, man. It's the busier season. My job's commission-based. That means you work like a slave. I am currently wading in the water. Wade in the water. Working my ass off, bro. I worked this Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I was supposed to work this Saturday, but I said I need a break. I said I need to have this weekend off, bro, please. I need to recover. So, but after this, man, we about to fucking start working a lot more. But I had to ask for this weekend off because my body's locked up, bro. My shit's fucked up. So that's what this is. I got the house to myself, man. I'm about to stretch. I really haven't stretched at all today. Really, like, that's a record. I'm so fucking exhausted from work that, like, I've honestly been coming home and not even really stretching as much as I normally do just because I'm so fucking tired. And, like, even now I'm tired. But we're about to stretch because we get the opportunity to today, and we're here by ourselves. So we're gonna take advantage of this. I did a little bit of, like, a couple minutes before I turned the camera on. I'll go ahead and get started. You're gonna see kind of the starting point here. Put this shit back on. Alright. So, to start off with, to explain, my lower back is really tight, bro. And, like, so is a lot of the shoulders in my, so is a lot of the muscles in my shoulders and traps between the shoulder blades, like, and like tight, man. Like, it feels like it's just getting pinched, man. It's really uncomfortable. It feels itchy. I have not had muscles this tight and this, I guess you could say, responsive in a while. Because, like, I really feel them, bro. They're making a lot of noise right now. It's not comfortable. So since my lower back's tight and weak, because at work I've been doing a lot of this while I work. Like, I mean, literally for, like, probably 2-3 hours a day, no bullshit. I'm just fucking doing this and grabbing shit. Or I'm down here doing some shit. Or I'm down here. Or I'm down here. Like, all the time, man. So that's why I kind of have to train all the time. Like, when I get home, I really have to stretch and relieve the body. But I've been working so much that, like, my muscles have been so tense. I'm losing weight. Like, I really can't recover. So it's like the tension just starts to build up. So I needed this weekend off. I bought a stool so I won't have to do all that extra shit anymore. But anyways, my lower back's stiff. So I'm kind of strengthening the muscles right now, forcing my back to be straight in this position. That's it. Just going up against the wall and then just raising the back up, kind of bringing the shoulders back a little bit and just trying to sit center a little bit. I don't have anything like straight to sit against, but this is fine. I'm just trying to feel out the posture right now because my posture is horrible. Over the years I messed up my natural posture to, like, sit in the middle, so I'm kind of having to get that back. So I'm just feeling it out, taking a deep breath into the belly. I used to not be able to do that like a month ago, but I can do that now. And then just sort of like wiggling a little bit. My muscles that are tight are like firing up just from doing that because my shoulder's tight. And it's my lower back on the right side is also tight. So whenever I, like, sort of expand at the belly and, you know, lock everything in. So it's like here, like this. Whenever I, like, expand with the belly and then sort of, like, raise that right shoulder, everything on that right side starts to stretch. The knots in my shoulders start to, like, fire up. It's honestly, like, irritating now. It was painful when I first started, but I've gotten used to it. And there's, like, cracks and pops along the way whenever you do that as well. But Another good thing to focus on is your toe splay whenever you do this as well. They kind of start to naturally light up whenever I do stuff like this. I don't know why, but I just try to like focus on it a little bit throughout whenever I do stuff like this. My upper back's kind of starting to tighten up, so I'm gonna raise this arm right here. It's kind of a hard spot to really engage that area without directly confront that muscle, because if I twist here, if I twist my arm out and expand right here, it's going to confront that muscle like head on, and it will light up and hurt like a bitch. Like, you do not do that. Do not do that. It's a bad idea. I should put socks on, bro. People on YouTube are weird as fuck. They see feet. Like, gay people watch these videos, bro. On God. Gay people watch these videos, bro. They see feet. Say some weird shit. I've deleted a couple comments of people saying weird shit, bro. I don't even think about it, man. I'm just like, I'm trying to, my fault, bro. My fault. God damn. Like, fuck. People weird as fuck, man. But anyways, man. My shit's like sort of locking up right now. The lower back, though, the whole point of this does feel better right now. You can kind of hold up. What I'm going to do now first, let me just stretch it out a little bit. This also gets the hips too. And then you can like really engage it. See what I mean? Like actually engage the muscles in that position. So. Alright. So, with the back kind of like straight right here, now, because we worked on just getting it straight against the wall and kind of engaging the muscles and shit like that, now we're just sort of working the hips in this area. Like, we can pivot in and out. You can see the heels going in and out. Just try to stay upright. You want to keep a full breath the whole time while you do this, like belly first and then expand, keeping everything straight. It's not so your shoulders and traps aren't supposed to rise. I'm still kind of like trying to work on that. I still do that, but it's all from the belly first. That's the way it's supposed to be. So, boom, deep breath in, and then just in and out. You kind of want to be centered in the breath, and you want everything else to move around that. That is the goal, right? And then you can start to take steps forward and steps back, steps forward, because now you're just grabbing with the heel a little bit. That's it. Activating the hip flexors, some of the abdominals here. Sort of stretching while we're doing this too. I'm starting to feel a lot more things open up. A lot more stress. I feel like maybe that's like fascia activating, because I can feel it in my middle back, all throughout my middle back, and in the upper back, especially at that knotted area right here. Deep in the hip on the back side right here, and then it goes through. I feel it along the legs, like it's the same feeling. It all feels connected. That's why I'm like mentioning all of it. But I didn't feel this at first. Sometimes you'll feel it in like one specific area. That's like the trigger points, and that's what you're looking to work on. But other times you'll maybe like feel more of a whole body feeling. But anyways, we got that. Yeah, my fucking glutes are really tight, bro. This one is so tight. It's not even funny, bro. This shit hurts. Like, actually fucking hurts. I'm trying to pop my back here. Thinking if I push off of my leg. Cause dude, it's so compressed, man. Like, it feels like I need to push. But no, this fucking glute right here is so tight, man. It's not even funny, bro. I don't know why. This shit sucks. Like, even right now, it hurts like a bitch. It shouldn't. I promise you. I promise you. I mean, it fucking... Damn, bro. Watch this. Watch what happens when you take away the support hand. Little bitch. Throwing some twists, because now I'm starting to feel it on the inner adductors a little bit. It's like the hip joint itself is locked. It's starting to open up right now. But this is not a fun process. There's like certain areas on the body that are just not fun to work on, bro. Maybe it's just like a personal experience. Like, some people have, you know, shittier areas than other, or like, you know, different problem areas. And that's their shitty experience. But at least for me, bro, this shit right here, bro, this shit ain't fun, bro. This shit is not fun. Coming home from work and doing shit like this, I still suck at it, bro. I don't do it enough, I know that. But I'm starting to get like more detailed and doing more like wider range things. Like, I'll put it this way. In the beginning, I was focusing on just one problem at a time. And now I still have those one problems. Like, even right now, if you're paying attention, my shoulder's sticking out right here. It's not really like in and pushed out like it should be. But that's another problem that I have to work on. That's my bad arm. Like, when I try to go back, the shoulder blade just goes out. So that's one problem, because it doesn't do it on this side. It doesn't do it on that side. That arm's fine. But it's like so much is like tight here, and there's trapped nerves, and that's bad. And it's all connected. It's even connected to muscles down here. Like, it's gonna take a while to fix. But the ultimate goal is not to keep doing what I'm doing right now. It's to expand into, you know, more like flow work, like doing not just full body movements, but like where they flow into other parts of the bodies. You know, like a Cossack into like a split squat. Or like, you know what I mean, where it's like transferring from one stretch to another in one flow. That's what I ultimately want to do, just as like warm-ups like that with breath work, and then slowly get better at stuff like that while throwing in plyometrics and then weight training. Like, this is not my focus. It's not to become a yoga, whatever the fuck they call those guys. That's not the goal. This is just to, I believe that your body is capable of doing, everybody's bodies are capable of doing certain things, and that you should strive to unlock those capabilities and then build strength upon that. Like, once you've achieved, you know, like, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. Now it's like, all right, we got it. That's the foundation. Now we can always tap back into that whenever we need to, but let's focus on this. That's just what I think. I think it's important to have a solid foundation. I mean, you've got the rest of your lives. I'm not saying overcomplicate it, but I'm just saying, like, stretch. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Oh my God, dude. Because this is starting to unlock. So now, like, I can twist the body more this way and then lean into it more. And bro, holy shit, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. We're gonna do it. Oh, it's a different type of pain, bro. It is not like a classic burn, dude. I'm just gonna sit here because it's still kind of stretched. I'm being very careful not to activate that muscle again, because I'm like activating the muscle while I'm stretching it. Taking a little break now. That is not fun, dude. That is not fun. Everything in this area is weak. Like when I squeeze, like the glutes to just hold my leg in this position, like you can see me firing a little bit, but it barely moves. The fucking glutes here and the abductors are super weak. So like that's how you highlight a weak spot, right there. I'm done. I'm good with that one. I'm good with that one. I'm not gonna do that one anymore. I think I'm happy with that progress. I am fine. Holy fuck, dude, that hurts. I'm telling you, dude, it feels so much better now, bro, but fuck. And it's still tight. Like I'm digging into the muscle, and it's like I can still feel long strands that are tight, like tight. And it's like whenever the fingernails or fingers drag across the muscle, you can feel everything like phew, tighten up real fast, and you can feel how the strand glides across the joint itself. Or like how it connects to other areas, because it also connects back to my tailbone, but like not to my tailbone, but I guess to like, yeah, dude, like everything's just tight. Everything is literally just tight. And it's like over time, even though yes, it's always been tight for 2 years, all the same spots have been tight. My back's still been fucked up 2 years later. However long it's been. I don't know how long it's been, honestly. A year or 2 years. I think it's been, yeah, 2 years. Yeah. I'm not even, my fault. I'm retarded. Let's just say that. So it's been 2 years. And it's like my back is still fucked up. My hips are still locked. But it's getting better. You know what I mean? It's getting better. Right now, I'm really just getting overworked. Like, I would be much further along right now if I wasn't having to do the shit that I'm having to do for work. But I mean, Jesus, dude. That, like, the joint itself feels tired, bro. I'm not even joking. Like, just activating the glute in this position. And it's very easy to highlight weak spots. Very easy. And as soon as you highlight that spot, if you just hold it for a little bit. Chain is only as strong as its weakest link. You just found the weak spot. Why are you getting out of it? Hold it. You know what I mean? And like I said, this isn't my goal. My goal isn't to just do this for the rest of my life. Trust me, I'm not like avoiding weight training. I love weight training. I freely do. I prefer it much more than this. But I kind of see this as necessary because I got a bullshit and did weight training for years, but I never did this. So I'm taking this seriously for 2-3 years. What's the problem with that? You know, people spend years bullshitting with weight training and then see me taking this actually very seriously for, 2-3 years. It's not a problem, you know? People don't actually dislike what I'm doing. If anything, they just think it's weird, and they might think I'm a little weird. That's it. I get in my head about that a lot because I don't do like the conventional training, and I don't really get to like talk to people about like, well, what do you do? What do you do? Because I honestly, my fault more than anything. I kind of think what they do is a little silly. Like, I really wish they would just do what I do, because they have a lot of problems. Like, if you just did stuff like this, stretched, looked for weak points, because right now, like, this spot right here is very, very, like tight, but also weak. And I can figure that out because I'm getting to a position where I can isolate the muscle and it doesn't have to work hard to fire. I can push it with my finger, it feels tired. Then I light it up with the glute. And it starts to produce like this cramping feeling, but it's the muscle activating. And then after that, you stretch it out and it feels a lot better. And you get stronger, you get better. Your whole body feels better after you do something like this. So, let's do that real quick. You can also feel deep muscles in the glute firing here now. And then return to where you came from. This is where we started off. Drop the glute, raise, drop, raise, drop, raise. This is my good side. Except when it comes to the glute, obviously my glutes are fucked up on both sides. Breathing feels different in this position compared to the other one. A lot more uncomfortable and kind of painful, because I'm breathing into my right side, which is my tight side now, because I can't breathe into my left. That's what's all compressed right now, while my right side is naturally being opened. That's why I want to do a lot of flow work. That's what the progression is towards, because I'm doing the same thing but on another side, and it kind of flows from one spot to another. So like for me, the goal is a series of things to be able to, bring it all together, if you will. Like, because at that point, instead of you just focusing on one certain movement, and if you can even just do that one movement, obviously the next logical step after that is, well, now try doing a series of those movements in a row and see if there's any problems with that. So, that's what I'm going to do. And then go further from that, see how long you can do those series of movements. That's the next step after that. And then after that, it's see if you can do some crazy shit. And then after that, it's all right. We don't got to worry about doing that anymore. That's it. So right now, we're focusing on getting to the point where we can even do one movement. And we've been doing this for like 2 years. So, not bad. Not bad. Not bad, man. Being able to do it properly is fucking hard, man. You can mimic it, sure, but can you master it? That's what we're talking about. When I say, can you do it? It's can you do it? Like, if I were to show somebody a video of you doing it, I could definitively say, this is how it's done right here. There's no better way to do it. That's the video I want to show somebody. You should be the example. You should strive to be that video. You shouldn't just be like I'm just going to get it good enough. It's your health you're talking about, man. You got like 80 to 100 years on this planet if you take your health seriously and you get really lucky. And the only way, or the best way you're going to be able to do it is by taking this seriously, bro. And it's also fun. And it's something that you can teach to other people, and it will benefit other people's lives. And it's a journey that you get to go on, because not everybody not the guilt trip. This is totally a guilt trip. Not everybody gets to go on this journey. So, you know, it makes it a little bit special. You really do get to go on this journey. So, you know, kind of take advantage of it a little bit. But lower backs, or the upper back's kind of feeling better right now. I can push more with my shoulder blades, it feels like. It feels like I can push with the upper back. Like, I can't show you right here, but like push it back. That's what it feels like I'm able to do with my arms right now. And a lot of that's also because I opened up the diaphragm. Like, I've been doing a lot of stretches for those muscles as well. I mean, obviously it's still tight all throughout that area. I mean, there's so many fucking problems that you can be riddled with in this section. So, kind of just gotta keep it pushing, try your best. But yeah, no, it's like I can push back now. Before, it was more so like I was trying to push back with that, and kind of with my traps. My traps would always lock up. Speaking of which, I need to fucking stretch those. Jeez, bro, this has been, bro, my neck has been locking up, bro. From like always looking down and like just kind of, because I feel like also a reason why your muscles and your like body can lock up is based off of your head. And like, let's just say at work, I purposefully avoid talking to people. I will try to hide myself. I will try not to look at you. And I feel like that sort of takes upon your posture and how you carry yourself a little bit throughout the day. And because of that, my muscles lock up in those certain areas. So since I feel like I kind of like try to look away and like shelter myself, it's like certain sides will lock up. I won't be like here free and open. Like, that's how posture should be while you're working. But since I try to like kind of shelter myself, I feel like that happens a little bit. And I do that just because, man, I'm exhausted, number one, and two, I get paid commission. And a lot of people try to stop and talk to me throughout the day. And that's a lot of money that I lose throughout the day doing that. I'm sorry. I'm in the busy season. It's just the truth. So it's best for me to just be polite, be short, try to avoid eye contact, because if they see somebody busting their ass off building bikes and they're not looking around, not looking at anybody, they'll most likely leave them alone. And if they do, he's polite, quick. Oh, hey, I can't help you, but there's a guy right in there that'll be able to help you. Back to bikes. That's it. But still, my posture. That's the whole point. So my neck is freaking tight, dude. I'm just gonna hold this right here. Like, even just holding a stretch like this, you're not activating the traps, you're letting the neck hang. And in this tight area, you're just pushing in with your finger. And then you can go back, boom. It'll naturally pull the tight muscle into where you're creating tension. It'll give you a very good stretch pretty easily. And then you can sort of roll around in that area and really just get a wonderful stretch, bro. It just isn't fun. Like, I don't know if I'm a pussy or what, bro, but this shit has just never been fun. I still do it and I love it, but it's hard not to make faces. I think I'm just a pussy. I mean, goodness gracious. What the I'm sort of like trying to create a whipping motion while including the muscles that I just stretched. Because as you can see, everything is loose when it whips. I'm trying to incorporate the traps that I just stretched with that loose little quick pop. This is really an experiment. I've never really done that before. Kind of honestly feels a little bit stiff in a weird way after that. Maybe I did too much. Which I have another trick that I can use for that. It's a towel. But first, let's get this other side. Also, more muscles that people don't really think about is your neck muscles. Those are really tight. And also whenever you're stretching your neck muscles, sometimes it can be important to like let your jaw sort of extend or like open, sorry, not extend out, but open, so that you're taking some of the tension off of the muscles when you are stretching them. It'll sort of help you like stretch them more, but not fuck anything up a little bit. Right now I'm trying to shift my legs so you can see. I'm feeling a lot of this stretch. This is my bad arm. This is where there's like a lot of like really, really tight muscle, bro. Like fucking extremely tight right here at this joint. And it kind of prevents that shoulder from being able to naturally move back. It pulls this shoulder blade back here out. So it's not good. This is the best way. Like I'm trying to isolate it by keeping the shoulder blade tucked in and then keeping all of the tension right here. I can increase the tension by leaning my head away, but I'm a little scared to. You might be able to see like strands pop out. Where those strands are, there's a lot of strain, or like there's a lot of stress. Right here, you press down on it, it'll start to light up. There's another little like beginning of what looks like a strand, but it's actually a whole group of a muscle that's really tight. It goes from here to here, and it runs up here. And then you can sort of lean away from it and sort of push in with that shoulder while pulling back, and then dig in with your finger and just sort of I don't know if this is the best thing to do, but anytime I feel a lot of tension, I like it. You know, I'm not bothered by it. I haven't gotten injured doing this, so I'll still do it. There's also, I can feel it now, I forgot about this, but yeah, there's tight muscles on the outside of the shoulder that like limit everything from being able to push out, like right here on the shoulder. So I'm not really sure how to get that one. I mean, this stretch isn't bad, I will tell you that. It does work through it, for sure. Because basically what happens is that the shoulder doesn't want to come back, but now you're just putting all the weight on one arm and just fucking pushing that bitch back. And maybe not the smartest thing to do when you're first starting out, but I don't know. That's also not the only thing you want to do. Like you also want to, I feel like the best thing to do for this really is to confront this muscle right here. I mean, it's the most tight, it's the tightest muscle out of all the ones that you're trying to work on. Right here on the chest, not on the delt, on the chest. The best way to do that is by going up to a wall, or not a wall, just go up to anything that you can properly isolate that muscle. You can do both sides if you want to and pull back, or you can do one side. And here's the trick, right? So you isolate it, you start to pull that muscle, and then you start to extend while pulling away. You want to pull that entire muscle forward, and that will fucking light everything up. And while you're doing this, push into that tight muscle. While you're like sort of pulling, push into that tight muscle and like pull. Maybe don't like do both at the same time, but like you can do both at the same time. But I'm saying, like, you know, stretch, 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 pull, push a little bit, push into it a little bit in that stretch position. Maybe get your other hand and like sort of feel the muscle out. Maybe like massage your muscle while it's in that position, and you'll literally feel yourself start to move the muscle. Like it'll start to move over itself. Things will start to twitch. Like the area might feel like warm. Like it'll just start to change how the muscle feels. I feel like it's, you know, me trying to describe it isn't really good enough, And it'll probably sound like I'm spouting a little bullshit, but give it a shot. So there's that. So that area's still tight. I don't even really think I stretched that much. I think I was talking too much. But I can feel the knots now. It's popping right now. Like, I have knots here. I didn't have knots here at the beginning of the week. That's not good. It's hard for me to like eat and keep up and rest and recover. So shit like this starts to happen, but I have this weekend. Ooh. We're just breaking up the knots right here, pinching, going in on the muscle, pinching, and then stretching. Sort of rubbing against it, going against the grain of the muscle. We're going deeper now, pinching with our back fingers, our middle and ring fingers deeper into the muscle. I can really feel it on the inside of the neck on the right side. Like right here on the inside of the neck, even though I'm pinching down below. I mean, dang. I do not do that often enough, I will say that. Like, my traps are still insanely tight. Oh, man. Get a towel. I want to get into a spot where I can kind of put tension better. I'm sort of breathing into the middle back here. You can't really see it, but I'm like trying to breathe into the middle of the back and keeping my shoulder blades tucked in while I do this. And then I'm just sort of trying to move the neck, engage muscles that are tight, back and forth, back and forth. My back is really locking up right here because I'm really pushing my limits. And my whole, that knot is buzzing right now. Not a good thing. My fault. The whole point of this is that we can sort of protect the joint of the neck with the towel, and then isolate the muscles while we stretch. Sort of helps you helps you engage the right muscles because you're pushing with the towel. So now your neck is pushing against the towel, and then your head's following with that push of the muscle as like a boundary. Like your head cannot go past that muscle that is pushing against the towel. You don't even think about it. It just happens naturally. Like you might feel like certain spots where there might be like an impingement, maybe take it easier in that spot. You know, that's it. You're not really doing a lot at all here. I'm kind of doing it a little bit more just because I can feel the muscles a little bit more. I've been doing it a while. Like right here, I'm kind of holding the head and then dropping the shoulder to get the stretch instead of moving the head anymore and tensing up any muscles in the neck. I'm using the shoulder to stretch as I just hold the head with the towel as a cushion. So it's like you're not really doing a lot. And then right here, same thing. We're gonna push, shoulder raise, push, shoulder raise, towel holding, and then drop this shoulder. And it's funny because since this is my bad side, I feel it in a completely different way. I'm feeling that tight muscle specifically getting caught. Those bands I were talking about that you could maybe see in the stretch I was doing earlier, I can feel those again. I can feel like muscles in the tight, like in the deep shoulder here, activating. I can't even really explain what that is. I really can't. I can explain it as not fun. So I don't. That's it. What was I even doing? Yeah, so I was holding this, and I felt like a tight muscle, like right here in the shoulder blade, kind of start to get tight. So I like sort of focused on pushing into that tight muscle. I felt it with my finger, and then I pushed into that, and then I felt a muscle on the back here that was off of the shoulder blade that was also tight. So from that point, I sort of eased tension here, breathed in to that area, and then from that point, once you breathe into that problem area on the shoulder, you want to just try to lose the tension in your body, but breathe into that spot and let everything expand forward, because that spot that you just breathed into will now start to stretch as well. So imagine it as a ball on a surface. Imagine it as a ball on the surface. You're breathing into that ball, so the ball starts to flatten out, and then the surface itself underneath it starts to expand. So now the ball starts to expand with that as you go into that space. And then from this point on, now that you are no longer guarding that area with your muscle, that knot is no longer guarding that area, and you're easing, and that tension is going on the right side. Now your hip flexors or your abdominal muscles down here, I don't know what it is, has to now support you, because that's the muscle that's kind of been hiding. And now you have to breathe into that muscle as well and like purposefully cramp that muscle. So you might have seen that movement, what I'm doing right here, where you breathe into that and expand now on the lower end. And now everything's expanding from the bottom up, is expanding. And then from that point on, it's like also, since the whole body is tight on this right side, it kind of sometimes shoots down like something on the right side. Like, I don't know why it happens. Like, I don't know if you saw my foot, but it's like my leg started to cramp up. And it's like I felt a line go through, and you can even feel it on the bottom of your foot too. And then, I don't know, maybe I was, but maybe I wasn't. Sometimes I'll shift my weight, like I'll push with that leg. You can't see it, but I like push with that leg. It's hard to do, you know what I mean. I'm almost doing a pushing sensation from this position, and it'll cause me to do what I'm doing right now. you push with that leg, and it allows you to do that. So I'll be down here and I'll push as I'm breathing into all of that, and then I'll kind of fuck around with the stretch. I might raise my foot, I might lower it, but you're just trying to master the body. And that's what I mean by it's like the body's kind of a maze. It starts off as this tight area right there, then you breathe into that tight area, now there's a problem down here, but then you also see something weird happening right here, and then you're feeling everything expand, crackle, and pop on that side. You're feeling muscles twitch. You're like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, that's literally what it's like. So yeah, there's that. And now my ankle right here is honestly the most sore out of everything on my entire body, just from that cramp that happened. I'm not joking. Out of everything I just did for the past 45 minutes, which probably wasn't a lot, that is the most sore part right there, is that ankle. And you can sort of stretch that by doing that in this position right here, kind of putting weight on the pinky toe and letting it roll over. You know what I mean? Big toe, little toe, big toe, little toe. Shift over to this. Oh, hold on. I want to get more of a stretch on that. Ooh, now let's shift that weight on that big toe and then collapse in. Now I'm feeling the muscles. Oh, damn. That muscle's so fucking sore. I'm putting all the weight on the big toe and causing the big toe to, like how my wrist is doing, that's what my big toe is doing, but on the ground. And I can feel the muscle on like this wall on the bottom on my foot. So imagine that's the big toe, kind of like on the wall on the side. Feel all that lighten up. Now we got to do that on the other side. This is my bad toe, believe it or not. This is the one I broke. That's my good toe now. This one's just got like different issues on the foot. It's got different problem areas, so you kind of have to like take your time. Different problems, same body part, but still different problems. Decompress the back a little bit. With this move, my ultimate goal, and this is just like a hypothesis for me, and it's a little experiment I'm doing on myself, but whenever I do this, I want to get to the point where I can center all of my, everything that condenses, I want to center it in this area on the back. It's like the middle upper back where the shoulders and everything meet. Maybe it centers on this area, but I believe there's a spot where it centers somewhere right here. And then I know the spot on the lower back centers around the tailbone right here. So my goal with this move is to get it to a point where it's like I can feel it center with the shoulders and then feel everything center around that point in the back. And the reason why I say that, it probably doesn't make sense, but whenever I do this, what I feel is, number one, tension right here, because that muscle's tight, tension right here, and then tension all throughout my body. But that shouldn't happen. My body should just be able to get into that position and naturally center, sort of that center point. It should reinforce that, like with ease. You should just be able to boom and right in there. It should be muscle memory. It should just be common sense. But our bodies are so fucked up, it's not. And that's what I believe. So that's my goal. But my muscles right now are all super tight and everything like that. I mean, it just makes sense. If all of our bodies are the same, and we all have that capability in ourselves, and that just means that that is just what it should be. And that for all of us, there will be these center points where that's where everything is sort of locks into place. Whenever you're doing this, and maybe if you're doing that, that's where everything locks into place. It just makes sense. There just has to be a way to do things that is correct, that engages all of the muscle chains all in the same way. No matter what your anatomy is, there will still be these points where everything just comes to. We all have the fucking hip and the tailbone, It's where everything's gonna go to. And there should be moves that are centered around those areas. And that is probably just what yoga is, but I don't know. That probably is. Yeah, this is why you should do research. That probably is a thing. Yeah. I'm not in the spot where I can do research right now, though. I'm trying to go off and kind of have my own space. I'm the type of person who kind of likes to have like a frequency and keep that, and to have consistency with it. You know, I want to put myself on a wavelength and then see where that wavelength leads after like a month or two. So I can be very controlling with my routine and my time and what I like to do. But whenever I do that, good things tend to manifest, and I tend to get the result that I wanted. And it happens in a way that is just kind of like a rhythm. I don't know. That's just kind of how it's always been. And right now, that's just hard to do because there's a lot of stuff going on. And I'm supposed to be there for everybody, but I'm working so much, dude. So much, and then I come home and have to do stuff like this. And it's like, I'm a busy person, bro. Even when I'm not working, I'm working. So then when I'm not working, I really just don't want to do anything. I just want to do what I want to do, you know? It's hard to be there for other people, bro. Can't be expected to do that all the time. It's been happening for months, man, and I'm just tired. Like, that's it. Just popping the hips out here. Whenever I used to crack my back in school, I always remember I could push on this side, but I couldn't push on this side. So I would always cheat grab an arm and shoo, and I would like tense up that side as I pushed, but I would still get the crack out of my back that I wanted. So now I'm just learning to sort of open everything up and twist. It's not even really much about applying power with this hand, but using it as an anchor point and then just pivoting. Anchor point, pivot. And going into those tight spots. That's it. Ankles are a little tight here. Yeah, that's the stuff I gotta work on next, is raising the leg up. I can't really do that. But I can feel like deep in the hip now. That's lighting shit up right, like a motherfucker. I really need to do that more often. They talk about deep stabilizers. Damn. It's important not to duck the head down too much and sort of tense up. It's the very thing we're trying to fight right now. And then, this is what I like to do, back to the original movement that we started with. After all that moving and shit. Still some tightness in that upper right shoulder. Breathing feels a little bit better. I feel like I can breathe more with the belly from the ground up. But that, as always, on the abdomen on the right side, it's a little tight. Sometimes if I breathe into it, it didn't do it there, but like a muscle deep inside will pop. I'm actually going to end it off with a few of these breaths. Like right there, I can feel it. All the tight muscle. It's not on this side at all. And when I go up, I don't know if it's important to hold the breath with my diaphragm or to let go and continue to expand with the chest.
start with belly, get to this point, raise with chest, or to just hold and exhale. Because maybe what I'm supposed to do from here on out to progress is to breathe, get to this point, and then just force with my diaphragm to try to expand more as if nothing's holding me back. So expand a little bit more since I breathed a little, and then it doesn't look like I'm doing much. Honestly, it's harder to do it with my legs out because it's instead lighting up the fucking midsection. And now I can feel like muscles everywhere, bro, lighting up. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Because the goal of what we're trying to do is to gain space in our bodies. If we are capable of doing it, if there's more room and territory to claim, then we will claim it. Once we have a strong foundation, once we have the most room possible, the most abilities possible, now we can build a foundation off of that and sort of tap back into that whenever we need to, as like a sort of, oh, this is tied to this is messed up, all right, well, we know we can go back and just do boom, 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 all right, we feel good and we can keep going. You know, it's just, you should know your body and have already sort of maxed out your capabilities before you start going into something, unless you're just somebody who's already athletically gifted, like your mobility's great. But even still, like, I really believe you should push your limits and try to look at things from a different perspective, you know, like look at yoga and look at different practices and see if there's anything that you can benefit from. Because if a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, and there is something that you can gain from any of this, then that would be what could potentially be your downfall in the future, you know? Now, this may not be helpful to somebody who's on a time constraint, like, oh, I need to do this now, I'm this age, and I need to get into this college, or like whatever the fuck, and I can't do all of that, I don't got time for all this sightseeing bullshit, whatever you want to call it. Fair point. If you got to do what you got to do, man, then, you know, hustle. Focus on, you know, your plyometrics and just overall athleticism, what you need to do. But I'm just talking about, for me personally, or just anybody who doesn't need to get it done now, I believe that is the right way to go about it. That's what I believe. And I also believe that with the legs tucked in here, breathing with the belly, and then getting to that point, I don't think you should raise your chest to breathe. I think you should continue to push with the diaphragm and try to fight that. But that's just hard, man. Like, the muscles really tense up. Because you see how, like, I started and I was like, all right, go. And then it looked like I wasn't even doing anything. Yeah, bro. Because it's hard to push against whatever the fuck I'm fighting. I can feel the tension all throughout my body when I'm trying to breathe in. But nothing's going anywhere. So that's something we gotta work on. But here, this is it. I can feel tension in my neck. Like, just tension everywhere, bro. It feels weird. Right here, it's starting to release a little bit. I believe there's a right way for everything to be done. That is it. Just biologically. You know, I'm not saying that if you do this way, you'll get this much more muscle or this much more that. No, I'm just saying there
all of our bodies are the same, and there are just certain things about our bodies that can be tapped into. We were made for one fucking purpose, and one purpose only, before phones were around, and that was to survive. And to survive, you needed two things. You needed three. You needed, number one, God. You needed something. Number two, you needed this. Absolutely needed this. Number three, you needed this. Because without this, and number four, actually, the boys, because just one of you, it's going to be a tough time, but who knows? Maybe there were some people out there. There were some lone wolves, some killers. But those three things, we'll just say that. But we'll boil it down to two, because let's just say some of them didn't leave. You need this, and you need this, okay? And since all of us needed those two things, then there were certain things, certain abilities. Maybe you can make the argument that there are certain people from certain different regions who maybe have, better abilities. Let's say, like, there's better swimmers over here, better fucking rock climbers over there because there's more mountains. Or, like, you want to make a point like that. Then there, sure, there's, better endurance or long distance, really just better runners in Africa because slave owners over there, slave traders used to come over there and hunt them motherfuckers down. If it's brown, it's down. That's just what I was told. That's just what I was told. I'm not making a joke. If it's brown, it's down. That's what I heard. Okay? So, they had to be fast to escape. They had to be real fast. And so maybe you can make that argument there. But my overall point is that there are certain things that are just true. We all are supposed to breathe with our diaphragms, so you should max that out. And okay, well, what about the diaphragm? How would you max out your breathing capabilities? Well, number one, get rid of tension, and number two, expand into more space. The more space you have, the more room you have to breathe, especially with less tension. It's more room that you can expand into and more effortlessly. So why wouldn't you want that? It's common sense. So moving on from that, the next one is lengthened muscles, more ability. This is what I mean by more ability. More ability is like whenever you look at somebody doing yoga or like some crazy stretch where you just see them do crazy shit that you could never do. Now, what if somebody who had that ability took all of your knowledge and then went and played the sport that you played? They would be better. Let's just be honest. Like, if they had that talent right there, and then they packed on the size that you have, and packed on the speed that you have, they would be better. And then you can maybe make the argument that, well, yes, but that's not really realistic, because how can somebody who's just has that one ability do what I have when it's a bunch of different things? Well, if they can train for that, dude, some shit that you could never see yourself ever doing, and then they took the time to do that. And my point is like a crazy stretch, like something crazy about the body. And I'm not talking about somebody genetically like gifted where they just have this weird ability to. I'm talking about somebody who trained to be able to get to that point. Like if somebody unlocked that just through training, through hard work alone, then went and packed on the size and had all the knowledge that you have, and packed on the speed by training the central nervous system, plyometrics, stuff like that, size, through the weightlifting, which all this mass, by the way, would pack onto a frame which is better built than yours. Because remember, they can stretch into space more. They can manipulate more. They have a higher range of motion. They're just able to do more. If they were to pack on the size and coordination that you have and be given the information that you have, the knowledge that you have, they would be better than you. They just would. So then why wouldn't you want something like that as your foundation? A chain is only as strong as its weakest link, right? And whenever you lengthen that link, whenever you stretch it, and then start to see the imbalances along the way, and then strengthen those imbalances, and then stretch into that space and master it, and then sort of, again, the diaphragm, train that, take control of that space, and then combine both of those things, right? Maybe combine them both into now an art form and call it dancing. Holy shit, who would have seen that coming? It's things that already exist. I'm just saying it in a more, holistic way. We all are supposed to breathe the same way. We all have the same fucking legs and the same arms.
So we should all have the same ideology, and that is have a strong foundation. The things that you heard as a fucking kid, have a strong foundation. The chain is only as strong as its weakest link, and unlock as much control over your body, whether it be balance, whether it be with your breath work, whether it be through like these not weird ranges of motion, but challenging ranges of motion, whatever way it may be. However much of these abilities that you collect for yourself, that should be your strong foundation to then go on to whatever else that you want to do. It shouldn't just be people hopping into these sports and then just, all right, well, I run now. Yeah, we do a 15-minute stretch in the morning, and then we just get right to it. Like, you can't run, bro. You can't run. You heel strike. Bang, bang, bang. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bang, bang, bang. While you run, bro. You can't fucking run. You can't run. And let's not even talk about hamstring stiffness, bro. Your hamstrings are stiff. I had to do that slow because I've been down like this the whole time. It's a bad idea to pop out from sitting like this to just whoop. Not, at least not me. I can't. Maybe some people can. If you can, bravo. But it's like you can't do any of these things, bro. And you're trying to hop right into it. And then you wonder, why look at you like you're fucking stupid. I don't care if you're better than me. I don't care if you can beat my ass. I don't care, bro. I don't care. I'm just saying there's a better way to do it. And I know I can't control you and everything like that. But like if you just heard me out and just had some patience, you would thank yourself in the future. That's what it's about. Longevity, the stronger foundation. Chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Whenever you have something that's built to protect itself, it's built to take on any challenge and make it look effortless because of all the training you put in beforehand, or do it as efficiently as possible. Let's just say that you'll at least have a car that can take itself further. That's what I'm saying. You'll have more in you. Hits won't be hits anymore. Or like I'm saying, setbacks won't set you back so much anymore. You won't get fatigued. It's like, what I'm trying to say is like let's say your knee won't bother you so much after a long day's work, or this won't fuck with you or mess with you. Like, you'll have less problems to run into because you'll have a better machine to carry you throughout the day. I mean, this is just common sense, but nobody says it enough. So it just seems kind of like I'm crazy a little bit, but I'm not. My ultimate goal is to, well, number one, learn how to dance, because I've always loved music and I'm trying to learn how to sing right now. But I would like to be a wrestler / kickboxer. And I know I'm nowhere near having the athleticism, especially to wrestle. I'm not even close. Those guys could dominate me. And they're even more flexible than me. Like, they would make me look like a little bitch. But that's the goal. And I would like to have this as a healthy foundation so that I don't get injured so much while I do it, And I think everybody should do this. It's really not that hard. And it adds up. Somebody's here, so I gotta cut off the video. Other than that, stay blessed. GG's.